main priority been this music.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is finally time for Chevy Truck story number 2. I gotta tell y'all, this story is super embarrassing. Hopefully y'all can learn a little life lesson to not be like me, not do what I did, not make the mistakes I did.
If I had somebody to talk to me like I'm talking to y'all, my dumb ass wouldn't be here either. I just got out and back already for 1 week.
I made a video before when I was selling the Chevy truck, and I was telling y'all, man, like, this guy called me from far away. His phone number was from another state over. He called me. He asked me if I would deliver the truck for the price. Usually what happens, if someone calls you on your phone and you're selling a car on Craigslist, someone's asking from far away, super far away, wants you to deliver the vehicle you're selling. What do? You know, goodbye, conversation's over, you hang up on them. It's whatever. Like, you don't take those kind of guys seriously, right? But this guy was serious. I didn't take him seriously at first, but you know, he was serious. He PayPal'd me the money. It wasn't BS. He PayPal'd me part of the money, and then he paid the rest in cash when I got over there. So he was serious. So what happened? He tells me he's staying at some motel. I mean, he doesn't tell me where he's from, anything. So he just tells me I'm at this motel in this city. Place is like an hour and a half, 2 hours away from where I live. So me and my buddy, he got in his Subaru, I got in the truck, we went over there. So of course we go over there, he's at some motel, and I'm just like, man, like, why is this guy staying at some motel? He ain't got no car, he ain't got no ride, no people to give him a ride over to where I am. Man, like, why is he staying at some motel, man? Like, what? I'm like, who stays at a motel in his own hometown? Obviously, like, you know, it looks like something like straight out of a movie, like people staying at a motel in their own hometown, like kicked out of their house or something like that, like police looking for him, stuff like that. I don't know. Whatever it was, we met him at some motel. I made him sign the title in my presence. He gave me the cash. I gave him the title, keys to the truck. We got out of there. End of story, right? Well, that's what I thought was the end of the story. Fast forward a month and a half later. The truck has been out of my life for a while now. You know, I've moved on, you know. Like, I'm not thinking about the truck no more. I get a knock on my door at 11:30 at night. Right, police officer standing at my front door. I'm like, man, what now, man? Like, what I do now? So of course, you know, usually if it's police, like something I did, like either I park my car somewhere. I'm not, you know, getting into trouble with the police as much anymore. It's nothing like my past or whatever, but either way, police out at my door. I'm like, oh man, what is this now, man? Excuse me, do you own a black Chevy pickup? Huh? Black Chevy pickup? What black Chevy pickup? I don't own a black Chevy pickup. Apparently, I still own a black Chevy pickup. Of course, he responds with, did you used to own a black Chevy pickup? Of course, yeah, I used to own a black Chevy pickup. Like, you know, what happened? Well, the truck was involved in a hit and run, and I'm not going to say the name of the town, the name of the city, but Officer so-and-so from so-and-so department, police department, you know, told us to come down here and see if you were here or involved or something like that. And obviously, I'm there wearing sweatpants. It's 11:30 at night. I wasn't sleeping. I think I was watching Netflix or something. He obviously know that there was no way I could have been involved because the hit and run happened an hour before the police officer came to me. So obviously I was just at home wearing sweatpants and a sweatshirt, like I was chilling. And the city where this happened in was over an hour and a half away from where I live. So there's no way. Done a hit and run way up there, came all the way back here, put on sweatpants, and be completely surprised that my truck was involved in a hit and run. But the police officer who visited me, he's just a liaison, basically. He was just, you know, he was just the messenger, you know. He wasn't like, he didn't have anything to do with the case or anything like that. So basically he gave me the officer's phone number in the city up there. So of course I want to make sure everyone was okay. So I asked him if there's any injuries involved, anything like that, because if there's injuries involved, then it's going to be more serious if I end up taking the heat for it, you know, because if there's injuries, you know, you're talking thousands and thousands of dollars if someone got hurt. But thank God no one got hurt. It was just I think so, he just like dented someone's car. Like, there was no one in the vehicle. They did not see the driver. They didn't know who was driving the vehicle. So I had to kind of get my shit together, you know, because the police officer was asking me, who did you sell the car to? Do you have his information, his phone number, stuff like that, his address, things like that. I didn't have that readily available. I mean, I was really caught off guard at the beginning of the whole situation, so I had to do some more digging. I eventually found the information. I tried calling the the police officer back. He didn't return my call. He's a police officer. I'm sure he has a lot more important things to do than dealing with a hit and run. The officer who came to my door, he advised me, he's like, you gotta do whatever you gotta do to get this car out of your name, to get this truck out of your name. So obviously I'm like, hell yeah, I gotta get this truck out of my name, man. I'm not trying to take the L for this whole situation. I had to do some research. I had to call the DMV. I'm like, how do I get this truck out of my name, this title out of my name? Basically said there's nothing we can do. You would have to call the court because this is now a civil matter. I'm like, man, like, you guys know me. I do not like dealing with the government, man. I don't like dealing with the court. It's so slow. Nothing ever gets done, man. It's all just wait. Everyone's, oh, not my job. Call this guy. Okay, call this phone number. Call these people. Oh, it's not my job. You have to do this and this and this. And that is exactly what happened. Long story short, I have to spend $300 filing this motion or something to have a hearing to forcefully transfer the title out of my name into this person's name who I sold the vehicle to. It was such a pain in the ass. A couple weeks later, I got a letter in the mail. My motion was denied. Motion denied. And what's the reason for it? Because the guy lives in the next state. Obviously, my court can only deal with matters in my state. That's just how it is. The motion was denied, so there's nothing I can do. It's whatever. So they were like, oh, there's no evidence that you sold the car to this person, to this individual. Secondly, he lives in a state, in another state. His address is in another state, which I knew because I put the address in the motion. It is what it is, which leads us to today. I have no idea whether or not the truck is still in my name. I haven't looked it up in the database yet, but I really don't care. To be honest, as long as he doesn't crash the car anymore, I really couldn't care less whether or not it's in my name. I mean, I buy and sell cars all the time. I don't buy and sell cars as much as I used to, but years ago, I would transfer, every time I bought a car, I would transfer the title into my name, and I would sell it right when I got the title. So I could have, 5 to 10 cars in my name at a given time. The funny thing is also, this guy hit a parked vehicle. Why would he do that? Well, the guy was a drunk. He was a drunk, you guys. Don't drink. I don't drink. I've never drank alcohol in my life. It's my preference. If you want to, live that life, go live that life. So I look his name up. I don't know how many DUIs this guy has. Like all the way from 15 years ago, this guy has had DUIs, like multiple DUIs, man. Like I don't know how the guy probably doesn't even have a driver's license, man. I mean, with the amount of DUIs he has, there's no way he can still have a driver's license. I don't know. It's crazy, man. Alcohol is dangerous if you're not controlling yourself, man. It's serious, man. That's my experience. Here's the conundrum I would say that I'm in right now is I don't want to be full of shit. So it would always annoy me when I would try to buy a car from someone and the condition is we have to go to the DMV and transfer the title. Sometimes this is fine. However, sometimes this can be a huge inconvenience to me, man. When I buy a car, what I want to do is I come there with cash. I pay you. You give me the title and the keys to the car. I go, come back whenever I have time, take the car. We never see each other again. This can be a huge inconvenience, especially if I want to buy a car on the weekend. It's like, oh, I gotta go back there later and things like that. Like I've actually had deals fall through because I'm not able to, because I don't have the time to go to the DMV. So after I had this experience, I definitely sympathize with people a lot more who say I have to meet you at the DMV because they've had situations such as what I had, or they've had a situation where someone buys their car, gets a whole bunch of parking tickets, and the previous owner gets the parking tickets instead of the guy who's responsible for it. That's my experience. Will I change the way I operate as far as when I sell vehicles, and will I make people follow me to the DMV and transfer the title? No, man. Because I don't have the time for that sometimes. I don't want to inconvenience other people a lot of the time. So it's really your preference. If you want to do that, do it. I know for sure y'all are going to learn something. If you've never had an experience like this before, you are definitely going to learn something hearing this. If you've already had an experience like this, put it down in the comments. Talk about what happened, the outcome, and what you're doing differently. I want to hear it all. Anyway, as always, I'm grinding. I hope you all are doing the same. If y'all haven't followed me, follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, all that good stuff. And as always, y'all stay strong, stay healthy, and stay inspired. I'm out. Peace!